Ang Lee, much like Peter Jackson and James Cameron, is a filmmaker that is always pushing the limits of the medium. Whether it's using CGI in the film Life of Pi or 3D in his most recent Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk, Lee is always looking for new and interesting ways to present his projects. And it appears for his next film, Gemini Man, the filmmaker is taking all that he's learned and pushing it even farther for fans to experience. That is, if your theater is equipped to present it. A letter was recently sent to theater exhibitors from Paramount Pictures in preparation of Ang Lee's Gemini Man, the film which stars Will Smith, Clive Owen, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. It tells the story of an aging assassin attempting to leave the lifestyle but finds himself hunted by a younger clone of himself. Think John Wick, but if Keanu Reeves was being stalked by a younger Keanu. Not only is this going to require some extensive de-aging and CGI visual effects work just to make it convincing, but Lee isn't content with stopping there. He's also apparently utilizing the HFR, high frame rate technology that he used on the aforementioned Billy Lynn. The note sent to exhibitors instructs them on how to test whether the theater is equipped to handle the HFR technology. The letter states the film will have versions presented in 60 frames per second 3D and 120 frames per second 2D. The HFR and 3D were utilized on Billy Lynn to varying degrees of success. Many wondered why the film featured advanced technology to tell that specific story. However, those questions probably won't be asked when Gemini Man hits theaters, as the sci-fi thriller seems tailor-made for this sort of tech. Gemini Man will be released by Paramount on October 4th. Plastic gets a bad rap for clogging up landfills, polluting our oceans, and leaking toxic chemicals. But there may be ways to mitigate its damage. Beginning in 2017, one of the world's largest plastic producers, Dow Chemical, began building roads with recycled plastic as a way to reduce waste. Their combined efforts have now saved 220,000 pounds of waste from ending up in landfills. After piloting programs outside the US, Dow has finally brought the project closer to home. In February, the company constructed 2 private roads at its facility in Freeport, Texas. That's about an hour outside of Houston, using 1,700 pounds of recycled plastic, or the equivalent weight of 120,000 plastic grocery bags. While the roads still contain asphalt, they offer a practical use for a product that might otherwise turn into litter. In 2017, Dow partnered with the Indonesian government to keep the country's plastic waste from entering the ocean. At that time, Indonesia was the world's second largest contributor to marine plastic pollution, prompting the nation to set up a goal of reducing waste in the ocean by 70% by 2025. Dow offered technical advice on how to turn the country's plastic into roads. Shortly after, the company helped 2 Indian cities develop roads from more than 100 tons of recycled plastic. In July, Dow carried out similar efforts in Thailand, the world's 6th biggest contributor to ocean waste. In addition to reducing pollution, plastic roads have a number of advantages over traditional asphalt. Road experts say that they're more resistant to corrosion from weather or vehicles. Because of this, plastic roads might actually reduce the cases of dangerous potholes or traffic jams. In 2015, the Dutch construction company Volker Wessels estimated that recycled plastic roads could last at least 50 years, or around 3 times longer than conventional roads. The company also estimated that plastic roads could survive extremely hot or cold temperatures, ranging from 176 degrees Fahrenheit all the way down to negative 40 degrees. Melting down plastic to convert it to new uses is part of a wider trend. Wooster told Business Insider that consumers are eager for Dow and the rest of the plastic industry to repurpose plastic waste. It's up to city and state governments to decide whether this solution is suitable for public roads. Researchers in the Syracuse University College of Engineering and Computer Science have developed a material, a new kind of shape memory polymer, SMP, that could have major implications for healthcare. SMPs are soft, rubbery, smart materials that can change shape in response to external stimuli like temperature changes or exposure to light or electricity. They can hold each shape indefinitely and turn back when triggered to do so. SMPs have many potential biomedical applications. For example, they are ideal as cardiovascular stents because they can be one shape for surgical insertion and then another once it's positioned into a blood vessel. The warmth of the patient's body is all that's required to trigger the shape change. Along with the collaborators at Bucknell University, Syracuse University researchers have developed a SMP that can change its shape in response to exposure to enzymes and is compatible with living cells. It requires no additional trigger, such as a change in temperature. Given these properties, it can respond to cellular activity like healing. The enzymatic sensitivity of this material allows it to respond directly to cell behavior. That comes from the biomedical engineering PhD candidate, Shelby L. Buffington. She says, for instance, you could place it over a wound, and as the tissue remodeled and degraded, the SMP would slowly pull the wound closed. It could be adopted to play a role in treating infections and even cancer by adjusting the material's chemistry. The team created the material using a process called dual electrospinning, in which a high voltage current is applied to two needle tips, pumping two separate polymer solutions. The voltage draws out the polymer fibers, and they are blended into a fiber polymer mat, for lack of a better word. Their experiment successfully demonstrated that the SMP's original shape could be recovered through a degree of reversal or degradation of the shape-fixing phase. There's a lot of science that goes into this, but basically in the future, well, you could get an injection of this material to fix numerous health problems. Thanks for watching your weekly tech update. If you have a story you think we should feature on the program, shoot me an email, djraymcneil@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Your Weekly Tech Update, and check out the podcast, audio and video versions available on iTunes, Google, Spotify, Audio Burst, and elsewhere on the interwebs. Till next time, I'm Ray McNeil. Good night, world.